What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. So we've been gone for probably 4 or 5 months now. Hadn't made a video since. The end of 2019 just wasn't good for me and my family. So, but anyways, we're back. I just got a little short video today. Me and the boys out in the garage, and it is colder than snot. I'm actually not working today, but as you can tell, it's raining. It's a mud hole out here. But today we are working on a little 2-cylinder Kubota. See, I got this motor, oh, it's probably been 6 months now. I got this one, and I believe 2 Perkins. One was a 2-cylinder, one was a 3-cylinder. And I gave like $50 for all 3 of them. But this one is the one that is mostly not complete. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is no rotating assembly at all. It's missing the crankshaft, the rods, and the pistons. So I don't know what is wrong with this engine. The head has not been off that I can tell, and so I don't know if maybe the bottom end took a crap or what it was. But we're going to tear it apart today and see what's going on. Right, bud? Mm-hmm. It's probably just a pile of junk, but I mean, the head could be salvageable. I'm sure the block is still good, but we'll look at the bores. And I mean, the pump is missing. Rotating assembly, the pump and the governor is missing. Most of the stuff on the front obviously is missing. Alternator, water pump pulley. But the cam is still in it. The governor, or the fuel pump cam, is still in it. And all that stuff. So we're just gonna tear this thing apart and just part it out, really, because I'm not going to do anything with it. But so if you guys need any of these parts, hit me up. But we're going to start tearing it down and see what's wrong with it. All right, well, if I don't lose everything here, I'm going to go ahead and take the exhaust manifold off. I already loosened up these bolts, but get this pulled off real quick. Went ahead and loosened these up because they're kind of a pain to get out. Whoops. Hey, bud. There's a nut right there. Can you hand it to me? Thank you. Stick this stuff over here in the box. Alright, pull the valve cover off. 4 10mm bolts. There's that. You want to set that in the box? Let's take all the valve bridges off. Don't look like anything's wrong with those. Watch for the bolts, they'll fall out. Find a place to set the drill. Push rods actually all look pretty straight. I don't think any of them are bent. Set those in there. I already loosened up, well, the injectors were already loose. So get those pulled out. These still look pretty good. They're not all carboned up or anything. I don't think this motor probably had very many hours on it. By looking at it, it's just crusty. Set those in there. Whoops.
What'd you do?
Well, I lost my socket in the oil pan. So we'll rotate it, see if I can get that back out. There it goes. Are you warm already? Mm-hmm. Alright, those bolts are 1/2 inch, I believe. Yeah, I don't think this head's ever been off because it is really nasty around them. So God.
Right there.
Yeah, let me grab a small wrench. Remember what size it is? I think they're 8mm. Well, that one's loose. And that one's loose. Get the bridge off of the glow plugs here. Throw that in there. Get this last bolt.
There's 3, 4, 3.
Let me take the water neck off of it real quick. What did I do with
There's
the...
2.
I'm already losing tools here. What did I do with the extension in the socket I just had? Oh, there it is. Pull this water neck off. Maybe that's binding it up a little bit. Pop it. Should pull right off. Well, there's more bolts in there.
There's 1, 2, 3,
here.
4.
Throw those in the box. Head should come off with it. Let me get a mallet.
Where's your rubber one
I don't know, but I'll be gentle. There we go. Get them all loosened up here. Alright, pull these bolts out so I don't lose them. Yeah, spin this over.
Want me to put these in the box?
Yes, please. Alright, from first glance at the head, I don't know if you can see it or not. It actually looks really good. Most of the time these things, the pre-cups here, it'll start cracking. And like on my 905 Kubota that's sitting over here on the floor, the original head cracked the pre-cup down the inside of the pre-cup chamber and then come up across the valve seat and down in the bore of the valve. And so that head was pretty much useless because I don't trust it. But looking at this one first glance, it doesn't have any cracks on it, so I don't think it overheated. That's mainly why they crack, is when they overheat. So that one, somebody get a use out of it. So if you need a cylinder head for a, I think it's a Z482 2-cylinder Kubota, this will be a good candidate for it. Set that over here. There's a little bit missing here on the head gasket, but that's for that wouldn't pressurize the crank, but I think most of it come off on the cylinder head. But there's no burn marks on the ring here that I can see. You see anything?
Black.
I think it's just a little carbon buildup. But other than that, the head gasket looks good on this. So I don't think it had a head gasket issue. So let me get my phone out. We'll shine a light down in the I mean, other than since the pistons are missing, being nasty, and it's got a little surface rust building up, I don't see anything wrong with cylinders. They still got some crosshatch in them. So I don't really know why they pulled the rotating assembly out. To me, this looks like the motor was fine, but then again, the bottom end I guess could have took a dump. But normally these things are the bottom end of these are really stout, so there's guys throwing tons of horsepower to these and they're holding up, so I couldn't imagine what went wrong with this. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back cover off and then we'll rotate the motor over. It's kind of hard to see in here, but I don't have very good lighting. Here, you want to slide that box? Yeah, I'll just throw them. It's fine. Throw those in the box. This thing is stuck. Get the BFH back out.
There's something in there.
I don't know what else is holding it. I don't see anything else. Starter is on the bracket. Well, I don't know. Let's just skip that for now. Rotate this back so we can see the timing case. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull the timing case off. We'll first get this water pump off here. Could leave it on, but then again, if somebody needs a water pump, I'm sure this one's still good. You know, hold those. Just hold on, I got a bunch more coming. That one should come off. Water pump's got a little calcium in it, but bearing feels good. So that part's still all right. Now I don't think these parts will interchange with the 05 series stuff, so nothing on here I'll be able to use on my own, so you can throw those in the box, buddy. Looks like there's been a few bolts already taken out of this thing. I think that's all of them. It's a handful. The case is pretty clean. It's not cracked anywhere or anything, so you can just sit that in the floor for me. Well, this has been off because the idler gear is missing. That's what goes on this stud to run off the crank, and so somebody's obviously been in here, hence why those bolts were missing. Stick that inside that cover. Okay, I don't know if I can get my drill in there. Oil pump still feels pretty good. Actually, we'll leave all that on. I want to pull this camshaft out. Let me grab a 10mm. Pull this camshaft out, see what it looks like. And of course it is rounding itself off. Great. See if I can find a 10mm 1/4-inch wrench in my mess of the toolbox here. Well, I guess this is a good place to pause so I can find my socket. Alright, finally found my socket. Get that wedged in there. Sounds a little rounded off now. there's a little, that's the cam keeper. You gotta take those bolts out, but to get it to slide out, pull the lifters up here and get the cam drug out. Alright, so looking at the cam, there is not a thing wrong with this. Don't even really look like it's had any hours on it. I would say this thing's had a pretty short life, but there's no wear marks or anything on the lobes. It looks like it was just installed. Just a little grimy, but other than that, that's all there. And so I don't know if I'll pull much more apart other than just to take parts off and part it out, but I would say that this engine just obviously had a lower end problem, because even I can get a lifter out. Lifters have had a little heat to them. I don't know if you can see that. They're a little blue and discolored up there, but it's pretty common with these. The ones I pulled out of the other engine were just like it, but there's like no wear on the bottoms of them. And I would say, if I was betting, it just had, like I said, a lower end issue. So I don't know why they pulled it apart. Yeah, gun boys, the UPS guy showed up, but he didn't bring us any parts. The old lady bought something evidently. Oh well. Alright guys, so I think we're pretty much done with pulling this out, because there's really nothing else left in it other than the injection pump cam. But let's see if I can get it. You want to hold that for me? Get a light out here since you couldn't see it before. But yeah, they're pretty dirty. And there's the rust spot right there. I don't know if you can see it. Can't get a good light in there. But other than that, this cylinder is pretty clean. And there's no major scoring going on in it, so I do not know. But I don't think I knew this one obviously wasn't going to be runnable with crank missing, because those things are pretty expensive. But I wouldn't say I got hurt too bad for 3 engines for like 50 bucks. But I can part this one out. Block's still good. Timing case still good. All these other parts, there's the 905 build, but all these other parts are still good, so we'll just part it out and go with it. And what we don't use, I guess we'll just throw in trash. So I think that's it, guys, for today. So we will hopefully not spread these videos out so far next time, but I think that's going to do it. If you like the video, subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below, and I think me and the boy, we're going to go inside because it's starting to get a little cold. So we'll see y'all later. Peace.